Addressing Vyasadeva, the son of Parashara, Narad inquired, "Are you satisfied by identifying with the body or the mind as objects of self-realization?" Purport. This was a hint by Narad to Vyasadeva regarding the cause of his despondency. Vyasadeva, as the descendant of Parashara, a greatly powerful sage, had the privilege of having a great parentage which should not have given Vyasadeva cause for despondency. Being a great son of a great father, he should not have identified the self with the body or the mind. Ordinary men with a poor fund of knowledge can identify the body as self or the mind as self, but Vyasadeva should not have done so. One cannot be cheerful by nature unless one is factually seated in self-realization, which is transcendental to the material body and mind. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Narada Uvacha Parasharya Mahabhaga Bhavata Kachidatmana Paritushyati Sharira Atma Manasa Evava. Translation. Addressing Vyasadeva, the son of Parashara, Narad inquired, "Are you satisfied by identifying with the body or the mind as objects of self-realization?" In this series of verses we are discussing now, Vyasadeva was morose, despondent. He was upset because, he didn't know why he was upset. Then his guru came, Narad Muni, and Narad Muni, it says here, he's giving a hint to Vyasadeva, why he's despondent, why he's not satisfied, even though he wrote the Vedas, because he sat down to do a task. But he was not feeling complete. So here the hint is given that Vyasadeva is descendant of Parashara Muni. Parashara Muni was a great sage. So Vyas should not have been despondent. He should not have been identifying with the body and the mind. Because he did that, he is despondent. He's not on the bliss, happy platform. He identified as the body or the mind as the self. So this happened before. Where did we hear about this? Where someone who had a great parentage, a great line of family, but he was despondent. He was not on the spiritual platform. Where did you hear about this? Arjun, same thing. Arjun was coming in a great line of rulers, Rajrishis, who was self-realized. They knew the goal of life. They were establishing dharma. And yet, he himself got affected. And then, first thing when Krishna was speaking to Arjun, he said, "Kutastha kashmalamidam." Where did this come from? You're not supposed to be like this. You're from a great line. Who was your father? Who was your grandfather? Who was this line? And the line was coming from, it was Chandravansh, Suryavansh. Krishna was in Chandravansh. So it was coming in such a great line. Now why are you not following principles? And we are seeing this even now. If we read history of India, it was known as Mahabharat. People came to India to study. India was, as described by one Russian woman, Blavatsky, you don't know. She was a great philosopher in the West. She studied philosophy and religion, and she said, "It is my conclusion that religion and philosophy originated in India." she said. Of course, that was not popular. In the West, people are proud that, oh, we have great philosophers. But she analyzed the philosophy and religion in India. She said, this is the source of all religion and culture and philosophy. So, how did this happen? Now, how did it happen? That here, India, what was the glory of India? Just we can try to remember that, for example, in Kerala, there were rulers who used to report to Anantapadmanabh. Anantapadmanabh was the ruler of the state. They will come every day and read the accounts. This is the money collected. This is what they saw themselves as the servants of God, and they were ruling. Then we have in Maharashtra, there was Vittal, and everyone were followers. When the time of festival came, everyone went there to worship the deity. Kumbh Mela is still going on, we can see. Spiritually, India was very attuned. When the British came, we cannot count. Some are saying 40,000, 50,000 Gurukul, they cannot count. You know, in the mountain, in the deep jungle, there'll be a Gurukul, you cannot count. They were unlimited places of learning where young people will go and understand culture and religion and become very versed and very learned and very peaceful. All over, from north to south, in the east, this temple of Jagannath, it said, according to Aquinas, Gospel of Aquinas. Who's Aquinas? Aquinas was one of the disciples of Jesus. So when they made the Bible, they only took the books of the four of the disciples, John, Luke, someone, I don't know. So later on, much later, they found some of these, and now they're saying, no, it's not true, it's true. They don't want to accept, because some of the things written are shocking, that Jesus came to India according to Aquinas' Gospel, one of his disciples. He came to India, and according to Bhavishya Puran, it's written there, Ishaputra. He came to Jagannath Puri and studied. He learned religion and he went to the West. So, such a great parentage, such a great culture, and this gave the strength to India. Prabhupada said India ruled the world. That was there. We see in Mahabharata, we see in Srimad Bhagavatam. Why? Because of spiritual strength. Now people are thinking, let's accumulate weapons, we become strong. But Prabhupada even said now clearly, he said that again India can dominate the world on spiritual strength. How is it we cannot imagine? We think power comes from barrel of a gun. Mao Zedong said that, you know, he's now in China, they are Maoists. They're following Mao, Chairman Mao, who there was a revolution in China, he was the one who did it. Some people in India got influenced, Mao. So he said, power comes from the barrel of a gun. So he said, first thing we have to get a lot of weapons. To some extent that's true. But actually strength comes from spiritual acumen. So now, great India, which was Mahabharata, and Britain, British, they also got the idea to call Great Britain. It's there. Have you seen? They called it. They came to India and they saw Mahabharata, Greater India. So they also Great Britain. But it's one island, you know. Anyway. And they said, okay, before their sun never set on British Empire. It was so great all over the world. Because wherever there was British, but it was not all at once, you know, India. Then India went, then another one, then US, that was under Britain. So anyway, now they are saying in Britain, there's a saying among them that we conquered the world. Now the world is conquering us. Many people, immigrants have come and filled up the country. So now Mahabharata was based on spiritual principles. That was the strength. It was, even in war, in government, everywhere they were connected to God. Even India had martial arts, still has, it's not known. But they would pray, they pray to Hanuman and Kali. And there's a tradition that we are under these personalities, they govern war. So it was a theistic philosophy. So now what happened? Such a great country where people came to study religion, to study philosophy, which was ruling the world for millions of years. When Prabhupada was going around Delhi before he went to the West and he was preaching, he said that people said, look, India is under foreign power, why are you doing this? He said, now only, if millions of years, India ruled the world. Now only few years we came under foreign power. So what happened? How is that? Now, what happened? India started following another culture. They're following different culture, different even religion, and principles also. Governing principle, everything changed. Everything totally changed. We can only say this is effect of Kala Sarpa. Effect of time, things will change. We can't imagine. That country which was, now it came under foreign influence, that's not a big thing. Politically, it was under foreign influence, that's not a big thing. The culture remained, and none of the sadhus tried to remove the British. They were not involved in that. And Prabhupada explained why. Prabhupada said that they knew, like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he did not engage in freedom movement. He just propagated Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada said because he knew that these rascals couldn't do anything, he said. Means they could not do anything to the culture, the Vedic culture, which is so strong, that wherever it went, it so powerfully, it remains there. And it's very powerfully theistic. So for Asuras, when they oppose God, first thing they want to attack is Vedic Dharma. Because it's very Vedic, it's very theistic in every sense. People who like to enjoy, who are sense gratifiers. First thing they do, we have to remove Sanatana Dharma. We cannot enjoy. And if this comes into government, then it will not be possible. And for those who are really attracted to religion, Prabhupada explained, if you simply with a cool head study Bhagavad Gita, you must follow it. Now other factors at play, political or this or some other issues, that is different. But really, if somebody is keen to come to God, keen to be peaceful, keen to understand this world, they have to, with a cool head, study Bhagavad Gita. And then, now we see that, for example, in the West, if you go, now I spent 5 years there, I was studying. So I got a shock. There is hardly Christianity there. It's not there. People are not religious at all. Prabhupada explained, why are British not religious? Do you remember? Why are British people not religious? Why are they not following? He said, because they're intelligent. They're seeing that philosophy that we cannot follow this. Same British people, now ISKCON has gone, they have taken charge, they are taking the initiative. British people following ISKCON, have gone to foreign countries and preached. They went to Greece. I mentioned they went to East Africa where I was. South Africa, they established, not Indians. These people, they studied this literature and they realized this is higher philosophy, higher religion, this is intelligence. So they took it, they changed their life completely. But now, due to Kala Sarpa, the snake of time, things change. Things change. We see, why is time compared to a snake? Because if you see a snake, when it's swallowing something, it will swallow slowly, a little, but that part that has gone will never come back. So in this way, time is taking away our time, taking away day by day, and due course of time, death comes. For whatever is being swallowed, death will come. So Kala Sarpa means it's swallowing at the time, then death comes. So whatever is destined is happening, what will happen. So Kali Yuga had to come. Kali Yuga has come now. And in Kali Yuga now, it became everything upside down. The people who are not intelligent, full of sense gratification, who were not allowed to then, people who were not religious, who didn't want to accept God, didn't want to follow culture, they were either told to you live in the forest or you live in separate from the society. But these people took the government now. Now what will you do? Padma Purana explains that in Tamil Nadu, it says that Bhakti was born in Dravid Desh. Padma Purana says, it's born there. So same country. Now what happened in Tamil Nadu? People have rejected the religion, not the people, the government. The situation is like that. So in due course of time, we can't understand what can happen. Karma. And the Yuga cycles. As Kali Yuga came, the influence of Tamogun, Rajogun is very strong. So anyone does anything tamasic or rajasic, it will be successful. If you try to do something sattvic or religious, it's difficult. But it can be done, but it's difficult. Because the situation, the whole, as Prabhupada said, the whole situation, the atmosphere is vitiated, it's polluted by Rajogun, Tamogun, lower modes. So the situation is like that. In Kali Yuga, it's explained how gradually things will deteriorate very badly. It says in Bhavishya Puran, I didn't read it, but I saw a video made by a devotee who was in UK. And he explained that it says in Bhavishya Puran, the Yavanas and Mlechas will become more intelligent than the Aryans. Before, India was ruling, they were leading in everything. But in Kali, the people who left the Vedic culture, Mlechas, Yavana, they become intelligent and they will influence. But time is not independent. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, what does he say about time? Kalosmi. Lokakshay krit pravato. Time I am. I am time, I am the destroyer of the worlds. Lokakshay krit pravato. He is time. So, therefore it said, the devotee doesn't have to worry about time. Devotee is not concerned. Because you see, people are afraid of time. In due course of time, our karma can change. Our money situation, happiness, health, anything can change. People can become inimical to us. So people are full of fear. They practice certain yagyas, religious principles, out of fear of God. So, but a devotee, it's explained that Ayur harati vaipungsam udyan ashtan jayan asav. As the sun rises and sets, it takes away our time. Swayam eva yat kshananita uttama shloka vartaye. But the person who is engaged in worshipping uttama shloka, Krishna, time cannot affect that person. They cannot be affected because they are not under the Maya energy. Time comes under Krishna's material energy. It doesn't have that effect in Goloka. In Vaikuntha there's time, but it's in a different way. It's helping in the Leela. It's enjoyable. So time is not independent. Although we have our karma, we have to suffer. Actually the jivas in this world, their karma is fixed. There was a proper understanding of this. Now people don't have this understanding. Therefore this work culture has come. Extreme hard work culture. Why? Because we think, I can get more money, I can get prosperous. But Shastra says no. It says that, shloka is there, but Narad Muni says in one verse that tal labhyena sukavad anyatha dukham sarvata kalena gabira ramhasa. I forgot the beginning. So anyway, he says that all the jivas in this world, they will get what they're meant to get. Happiness, sadness, money, sunshine. Everything's calculated. Everything's calculated. Even sunshine. Prabhupada, when he went to London, the one reporter in the TV interview, one person wanted to make fun of him. So you said that there's hell, yeah. So how does it look like? Then Prabhupada said, this is hell. London. What? This is hell. There's no sun. There's no sun in London. There's a lot of, whole year there's rain, light rain, and darkness, clouds are covered. Therefore, immediately anyone get opportunity, they leave. And the joke is there, that's why they went to conquer the world. We have to get out of here, settle somewhere else. And who gets money, they leave and settle. They went to America, Australia, Britain, New Zealand, India. So Prabhupada said, this is hell, that you don't have sun. And why don't you have sun? You're sinful. They're not calculated to get sun. So even no sun or no water, everything's calculated, even money. So Narad Muni was saying, he also says that in everyone talabhyate dukkhavat labhyate dukkhavat anyatha sukham sarva kalena gabira ranghasa. Everyone will get the happiness, sadness, money, food, everything. But what should we struggle for? Narad Muni says, sarvata kalena gabira. We should endeavor for that thing, that which we do not get automatically. That is Brahma Gyan. That we won't get unless we endeavor. But whatever we are meant to get, we get that. And that anyone will tell you, now the tradition is gone, but someone is born, they immediately check the horoscope and then read out, and Prabhupada writes in a purport in first canto. Why? Because the son can prepare the father, father can prepare the son. Just like it's that purports where they're describing Parikshit Maharaj's qualities. So they're saying that this son will be, this boy will be like this, he'll be like that. The astrologers saying what will be the nature of Parikshit Maharaj. So Prabhupada writes, the tradition was that the father will find out the karma of his son, so he'll prepare him for that. And we know the famous example that Srila Prabhupada said, they did his horoscope, and the astrologer said he'll open 108 temples. So then father said, oh, better then you prepare. So they were going to send him to study law. He said, it's in that movie, you know. They were going to send him to London to study law. And he said, no, let's teach him Mridanga, teach him Kartal. He has a different mission. So anyway, that was one example. Then, Krishna, same thing. They took his horoscope, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They took his horoscope, and the astrologer was confused. Then he understood, oh, who is this? He understood. Then he said, oh, this person came many times before. And when he comes, he makes a lot of changes and religious principles. He came before in a white form, came in a red form, dark form. This is a golden form. He understood, but he didn't reveal everything. So that tradition was there. So why? People understood this is the destiny. You cannot change it. Just take what is your strength. Use that. His strength is this. Okay, do that. According to strength, we are even Varnashram system, they'll divide the work according to the character of the person, and then people are happy. Person who he has a duty, he likes to fight from young age. He's playing with the guns and fighting and thinking of that all the time. Then you send him now. Okay, you go to school and study. Oh, you cannot study. Oh, you idiot! You cannot study. That's not the nature. Now you put him in a leadership or managerial role, and he'll excel. And opposite is true. There was a country in Africa, Ethiopia. One dictator took power, and he was creating a lot of confusion. He picked a war with the neighboring state. So all the university, the people said, what is wrong with you? Focus on the thing. These are the issues. They are thinkers in the university. He got angry. He sent all of them by force to the army. They were the first to die. Practically that country has no intellectual class. It's very sad. So now the point here is destiny, time. According to time, whatever we get, we get. According to our destiny, what will come will come. It will come. And so, what is that word? Tasmat Brahman. Okay. So, anyway, even Prahlad Maharaj, he says that because he was preaching to his nursery, Gurukul, fellow, friends. So he also said that dehe yogena dehinam, that sukham aindikam deitya, dehe yogena dehinam, sarvata labete devat yata dukham ayatnata. Because they said, no, we have to study, he said, no, what is your destiny? That will be there. Sukham indrikam detya, dehe yogena. In this word, yogena means according to your qualification, you will get that thing. So now, accordingly, that time came in India. The people who are to be born, what is their karma, that happened. That unfortunate time came. As like you were saying here, Vyasa, Narada is telling Vyasa that, are you satisfied by identifying with the body and mind? Are you happy? He's not happy. Why? You came from the spiritual platform down. Now India, there's so many problems. We're trying to solve the problems, but they're increasing. Anyone check statistics, crime, whatever is increasing. That means they're not knowing what to do. Actually, the root cause, and someone asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, why is India suffering more, I'm seeing, than other countries, so much? All kind of problems, political, social, all kind of issues. Prabhupada said, because they failed in their duty. They were born in a spiritual culture. They were supposed to spread it. They were supposed to follow. And because they are in knowledge, they'll suffer more. Other people are not in knowledge, they're doing sense gratification. They do something, they get a reaction. But in knowledge, someone born understanding, but neglecting and followed a material culture, then they'll suffer more. So Prabhupada explained this point. And India is a special land, we understand, because here in the whole planet, those who are pious will take birth here. So here especially everything should be in place, so that on this planet the jivas can birth after birth. They come to a certain level, then at least they take birth here, and it should be set up. So especially here in India, all the avatars appeared and tried to make this land pious. But then the responsibility is this land should then govern the whole world and spread the principles. This is the system of this planet. We don't know. We are born into illusion. But this is in Srimad Bhagavatam. What is Bharat Varsha? It's explained in 5th canto. This land is meant for spiritual realization. Enjoyment, it's not meant for enjoyment. It's not possible much in India. It's not possible. Then everyone knows that. They're going to America. There you can enjoy. People know that. Let us go to America. Let us go to Australia. Get a green card. There we'll enjoy. Yeah, that land is for enjoying. This land is for spiritual realization. Here enjoyment will not work much. But then, as Prabhupada said, even people go to other countries. They try to enjoy, but it's not possible in the Indian body to enjoy. The Indian body is not meant for extreme sense gratification. You see, I read these, but I had realization. I remember, I mentioned many times that I can remember that when I was in college, I observed the different people, like in London, many people come. Chinese, Indians, Europeans, Greeks, there were so many, Turkey, all came to study there. So I saw that people coming from India, they could not do the same things in the same way that other people were doing. All the 4 regulative principles, they could not. It's a blessing. Anyway, they didn't see like that. So like intoxication, they could not do it properly. And whatever other things, they could not do it. That's not the purpose. Because of our past activities, we get a certain body. So that body is meant for certain things. That body is meant for certain things. And accordingly, you will excel in that. So anybody who tries to come to self-realization, it will very quickly have effect. That is this land. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself, he descended and he gave order to Indians, especially to Indians. Bharat Bhumi Haile, Manushya Janma Yar, Janma Sartak Kari, Kara Para Upaka. Now who is speaking? The creator of this universe, the maintainer, destroyer, the one who is supporting our body. I'm breathing, I'm alive because Paramatma is there. So now this Paramatma is speaking, saying, who is born in India? Janma Sartak Kari, make your life perfect spiritually and preach to the whole world. Kara Paraupkar. Actually in the next verse, or just before that, he says everyone, I order everyone, but then especially in India. So what will happen if we do that? Supposing India does that. Prabhupada is explaining, because we're not just looking at spiritual, we are looking at political power, military power, everything. Prabhupada said, India dominated the whole world for centuries, not even centuries, millions of years. Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and most of Kali Yuga. Now only it's. So Prabhupada said, again, India can do that if they come back on the spiritual platform. People mistake spiritual platform either to be inaction or dullness. But you know who is the most spiritual person? Arjun. He did the most spiritual thing. How? Killed people on the battlefield. That's also spiritual. And Vaishyas from India, now they're saying, okay, Indians all over the world, economy. But we go back very, very far back. In Russia, they found traces of people from India and even a temple ages ago. So, and there's no other country which an ocean is named after, because they were all over the ocean trading. So, the greatness, again, just like Vyas, you say, you're from a great parentage. Why are you morose? Why are you suffering? Why are you identifying as a body? You should not have done. So, similarly, here in India, all the traditions in the past, they should not fall into Maya. As it is outside India, you can understand. But here is holy rivers, land, everything. And so, what will be the result if they come back? Again, that will be, okay, we are not interested in dominating the world. No, that is not the interest. Actually, it is the interest of, so that we can spread religious principle, that is the interest. But one more thing here. Prabhupada has written, because in the verse here, there is a word, paritushyati. It does not satisfy the self. You cannot be happy by operating on the body platform. My body has to be happy, my body has to be like this, like that. Here, Mahabhaga, oh greatly fortunate, Vyasadev, Kachit Atmana Paritushyati. Are you, Atmana is your soul, satisfied by identifying with Sharira and Manasa? Are you satisfied? No, we cannot be satisfied. We will not be happy. And that symptoms of that unhappiness will come in daily life. How? All these problems that we are having. So, and Prabhupada writes, one cannot be cheerful by nature unless one is factually seated in self-realization, which is transcendental to material body and mind. What is the greatest wealth of the Brahmana? Prabhupada explains that actually that is something called oxymoron in English. Oxymoron, rich Brahmana. There's no such thing. Brahmanas are meant to be poor. They are poor, or you cannot have sour sugar. Brahmanas are always in poverty. Why? Whatever they get, they'll give it away. We don't want tension. We don't want worry. We'll give it. Now, how will you survive? Krishna is providing. Tomorrow he'll give more. Just give it away, whatever we have. So, but Shastra says Brahmanas are very rich. How? What is the wealth of the Brahmana? Huh? Scripture, no, austerity. Austerity means I can survive on very little. He's a happy person. This is what I need. This and this, I'm happy. Why? Because wealth means someone has so much. So when Brahmanas are subsisting on minimum things, they are happy, they are peaceful. That peace, some are trying to get by accumulating, but Brahmanas through knowledge, they, and in another place it's what you said also, the wealth is the knowledge. But austerity means that the Brahmana is satisfied with very little and peaceful, due to his knowledge. So, to be cheerful, one has to be seated in self-realization. And now Narad Muni was telling Vyasa, you sat down to compile the Veda, you compile, but everything is on the body platform. How to be happy, how to go to Swarga. You didn't compile how to awaken bhakti. And therefore, after he instructed him, Vyasadeva compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam it awakens bhakti. It's bhakti rutpadyate pumsam. Shoka moha bhayapaha. It destroys shoka moha. Shoka means lamentation. anarthas, anartho pashamam. So when Vyas came to his senses due to mercy of his guru, then he compiled the Bhagavad. And the other parallel similar event happened with Arjun. Same thing with Arjun. When he came back on spiritual platform, he became happy, situated in his duty. So these are all examples for us that if we remain on body platform as individual, as a nation, again, God should be put in the center of our life, center of our family, center of our country. Then we'll be happy, we'll be peaceful, and there'll be all victory. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanudara, Tatra Shrir Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, wherever there is Arjun, Tatra, there will be opulence, beauty, victory. This is my, definitely, Dhruv, this is my opinion. This is what Sanjaya said. Because Dhritarashtra asked him, who will win the war? What is happening? He said, what is happening? Krishna is on that side, he'll win. Hare Krishna, any question? Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.